question mark comes up because then the source is missing. So we got to wrap. Leslie, I'm very excited about our next two guests.
I know, I am too.
Steve Ybarra he's highly nervous, and we're going to make fun of him.
He's going to do great.
He's going to do great. But listen, here's the deal. This is a great story. And here they are. Here's Steve and Shelby. Shelby, Leslie and I both agree. Shelby and I, and Shelby and you, we're all Facebook friends. We've never really met in person.
I know. So I was like excited for today.
So like we already know things like about Shelby. Like she has like a really cute little kid.
Yeah.
She's related to people all over town. And it turns out that, and I'm going to let you guys tell the story too, but I just want to set it up here. Leslie, it turns out that they are like basically neighbors.
Yeah.
Didn't really know it. And Shelby is donating a kidney to Steve.
To me.
To you. And I'm just like, I'm amazed by this story.
It's beautiful.
It is a beautiful story. So Shelby, and I don't have to multitask. I have to get some pictures of you guys. I'm doing a story for tomorrow's newsletter. And let's start off with Steve first. Actually, no, Shelby, you set up the story. How did you decide you wanted to donate a kidney? I mean,
that's a big decision.
That's a big decision. And this is I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not, that the donor surgery is actually rougher than the recipient surgery, that there's a little bit more recovery time. How did you decide that you wanted to do this?
I was not driving and on my phone. That's not what I was doing. Yeah. I was at a red light and on my phone. Pulled up Facebook and there's Steve's ad. I don't really think things through, like once I decide something, and it's not that I'm being like irresponsible with it or I'm just like, sure, I'll don't,
it wasn't a question.
Yeah, it wasn't. And so I called the number. I tell Steve this all the time, but I got tested without telling my husband. Not because I didn't think that he would talk me out of it, but it's just that
big decision.
It was your decision.
Yeah, and I didn't want anybody else to have an opinion on it at that point in time.
You wanted to do it all with your own.
Yeah, so it came back that I was not a match, and so I had known nothing about donation, organ donation, nothing. My 16-year-old brother died 2 years ago, and he was able to be an organ donor, and that really brought our family back together.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
It was, he saved 4 people's lives, I think, all ages, from young to old. And so that's the glue that held our family together. And so I'm just like, let's do it, it's not that big of a deal.
It was your brother's legacy.
Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy. His little hashtag is Corey's legacy. Yeah, because he did leave that legacy, for everyone, for our family, for everyone. So when it came back that we weren't a match, I was bummed out, but I knew that was a possibility, and so I didn't want to like Steve's wife. She was so excited, from the second, and I was just so worried to let anybody down, So I didn't really take to social media or anything. But then I got a call back saying we could do this paired exchange. I had no clue what it was, and honestly, the first couple of times that they tried to explain it to me, I was just like...
You're like, okay.
I'm like, does Steve get a kidney?
Sounds
yes
cool.
or no? Okay, great. Yes, we'll do it. But really what it is, so we're not a match, so I donate my kidney in the name of Steve, and... he gets a ticket to the top of the donor list.
Okay.
And they don't do the surgeries until all of us have a match because they don't want me to go ahead and do my surgery.
Right.
And then we're waiting 6, 8, 9 months. Methodist, I read last night, Methodist has actually done a paired exchange with 23 surgeries before.
Wow.
23,
so
at the same time.
Wow. Yeah.
So
it's a big chain.
We're going to have 8 surgeries. 4 people are getting kidneys in our situation.
4 people's lives.
This is even a more amazing story.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's really
okay. So
cool.
just so we can clarify here,
you're goosebumps.
You're not a match. This is like an exchange service, basically. Yeah. So you
I have
two
no
are
clue who I'm donating my kidney to.
Yeah, but you're doing it.
But as far as you're concerned, you're making this possible for him.
Yeah, he gets kidney, so
he gets higher on the list.
Yeah. So they finally found, we did all the testing. I finished up my testing in November, I think. Finally got the good to go. And they said, okay, we'll call y'all when we get everybody, matched up together. And it could be just 4 people. It could be 8. It could be 23, so we finally got the call the beginning, end of February. middle of February, that they finally matched us up with people. So our surgery is March 22nd.
Wow.
March 22nd.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's an amazing. That's an amazing story.
That is amazing.
It's actually smart.
Yeah. It makes so much sense.
It makes so much sense, right? You know, like, hey, I'm not a match, but I can help match somebody else, and then the logistics of it, of getting everything together. So yeah.
So at least
but a lot of people stop right there.
Yeah. So
right.
at least 5 people are getting a kidney out of it, at least that we know about. The 4 you and him.
That's
no,
crazy.
it's four together.
Oh, 4 together.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, right.
But a lot of people stop right there. Like they get tested. Oh, I'm gonna get tested to see if I'm a match with Steve. I'm not a match with Steve. Okay, I'm gonna go on about my life. You know.
Right.
And then he's still waiting. That wasn't my goal. You know, like either. My kidney's going somewhere, you know, like as long as Steve gets one, that's good with me.
Like I told Shelby, I was like, you know, even though we're not a match, I mean, that's fine. Don't feel like, oh, no, well, I'm going to have to, you know, give you this kidney. I mean, because that's a selfless act.
Right.
Because she was willing to give it to me, myself, you know, and then when we found out, oh, we're not a match, and then for her to be willing to give it to someone else for me, I mean, there's no words that can express the gratitude and selflessness of an act like that from this beautiful person here.
And Steve, tell me a little bit about how you got to this point. What's your history here?
Well, I got diagnosed back in late August. I mean, I have follow-ups. I see a physician 4 times a month.
Right.
You know, like to say, oh, get checkups. It was just one of those things within that 4-month period, you know, that I had formed some antibodies of some sort that attacked my kidneys.
Okay.
You know, and of course it's also associated with diabetes, hypertension,
Right.
you know, all these other factors as well to contribute to things like that. Whether your A1Cs are perfect, I mean, it can happen to anyone. I mean, it can happen to young folks. I mean, well, anyway, so I get diagnosed with stage 5 renal failure, and I'm like, stage 5, what does that mean? I mean, I don't feel sick.
Right.
I don't look sick.
Yeah.
I don't act
so it's hard to correlate.
It's one of those, what they call a silent killer, you know, just like any other type of disease that we have, you know, it's just one of those things, you know, kidney disease, you know, I mean, there's over 37 million Americans with kidney disease. Those numbers are staggering.
That's scary.
That's insane. You know, of course, you know, there's other diseases out there as well, too. I mean, of course, cancer is another one of those ones. But, yeah, 37 million, that's a lot, you know. The key factor, obviously, is awareness. Right. Obviously, you know, try to take care of yourself as best as you can, you know. But anyway, so I get diagnosed with that. Next thing you know, next day I'm going to the hospital, and they're putting port into me, you know, for hemodialysis.
Wow.
You know, I'm like, oh, wow, okay. So I end up doing that.
And your whole time is like, I still feel okay.
Still feel
Right.
fine. I don't feel sick. You know, no symptoms whatsoever, nothing.
Yeah.
So I do dialysis like that, you know, 3 times a week. It's very, very rough. Dialysis is so rough on your body.
Because how long does it take you to go through that?
How long
are you in the chair for?
For 4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
3 times a week. It's rough.
Yeah.
You would think you just get up and just to start doing like your normal activities. You can't. You're so drained.
Right.
It totally takes everything out. You know. So then, of course, when you get that, and then you end up getting this fistula thing done to you, where they do it into your arm, your legs. It's terrible. It's rough. It's rough. So I ended up doing that. The fistula didn't work, and then they're like, okay, well, we're gonna have to do another fistula surgery. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going through that. So I ended up doing what's called PD, which is called peritoneal dialysis, which is another option that you can take, you know, where you can do your treatments at home. The thing is you do it, you know, 8 hours every night. So it's an every night thing that you do it. So you hook up to a machine, and that basically dialyzes you. And it's rough too, but it's not as rough as doing, you know, hemodialysis. Yeah. So I was blessed to be able to do that too. You know,
and while this is going on, because I want people to know that he's wearing his name badge today.
I know.
Oh,
you're working. You're working on all this too, right?
Yes, yeah. Medicare tried to get me on Medicare. You know, usually when you get on dialysis, boom, that's the end. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. You know, I mean, they were telling me possibly maybe 2 years, possibly.
Wow.
You know, if I don't do anything, if I don't do treatments, and I have possibly a week, you know, without treatment. So it's a rough thing.
Wow.
It's a rough thing.
Yeah. And I've been in this business for over 23 years here in our community, you know. So.
And so you kind of know the healthcare system a little bit, because you work you work for Kerbal Medical Equipment. Yes. And, you know, so you knew that there were some challenges ahead of you. But your wife though, she took to social media, right? Tell us about that story. How that happened.
Yeah, she hustled, and she's like, you know what, we're gonna find you a kidney. We're gonna find you a kidney. And I was just like, you know what, it is. I'm just gonna go day by day, and just see how things go. But anyway, so she jumped on social media platforms. She did the Facebook thing. Then we also had some folks. There are also some folks that are on TikTok. There's Kidney Warriors. There's several other people on TikTok that actually do little skits for you.
Yeah.
With little music in there, and they're like, "Hey, Steven needs a kidney," and stuff like that. So so I had thousands of people viewed that, and stuff like that. But the one that Shelby said, as she described, she just happened to see, pop up on her Facebook page. It's like, what are the chances of that as well, too?
Right.
So.
Because that's how I saw it, too. Because I saw your note. I don't remember. That was like at the end of the year, I guess. And you made this comment, I'm going to do this. And I'm like looking at myself and I'm like, okay, there's a story here. And this story, though, is actually better than we even imagined because... Yeah. Turns out that you guys live 7 doors down from each other. Am I right in that? Is that correct? Yeah. You guys are neighbors.
Yeah. My husband, he knows everybody in Kerrville.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's your husband's name?
John Kocurek.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talks. We go to H-E-B. We're there for 3 hours. We came in for bread and milk, and that was it.
All right.
I am like I'm not shy, but I'm just kept to myself. You know, I'm not going to bring the neighbors cookies. You know, but we've lived there for 4 years, and he's been there for a while too, and we can see each other's house standing on our front lawns like we had no clue.
Yeah.
Wow. No clue.
Yeah, we drive past each other every day. It is pretty crazy. We did not know that. We're both also born in August. That's cool.
Yeah.
A couple days apart.
Right.
Just a couple of Leos.
Yeah.
Sharon Kidney.
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, Virgo.
Don't make me a Leo.
I didn't know you were on the cusp. I'm so sorry. Apologies.
Leslie.
Apologies.
Quiet over there.
Yeah, I'm 21st.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25th. So, I mean, we're
just right out of the deal there.
Yeah, lots of similarities. So, it's been a ride. His wife is the sweetest thing ever. I mean, like, she's so sweet. They came to my kid's birthday party.
Go Mountaineers.
We had no clue who we were. I mean, John had like ties to him, but I mean, we never hung out.
Yeah, there was like
there
was some kind of connection there with John's mother. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah, we worked together when we had Hill Country Medical Equipment here in the community. They were in business for over 40-something years, 45 years in the community. Yeah.
So, Shelby, going back to you though, when you at what point did you tell your husband, I'm going to do the surgery?
After they told me about the paired exchange, because then I knew he was going to have an opinion on it. Like, you're giving your kidneys to a random person. And then he's like, well, what if the person, that Steve's going to take care of his new kidney. What if the person you're giving it to doesn't take care of their kidney? I'm like, you can't think about it like that,
Yeah.
Giving is giving.
Steve gets a kidney and he takes care of his kidney. I don't care if mine gets thrown in the trash, he's
taken care of.
Yeah, Steve's taking care of.
Right.
Now, I can only hope that the person I'm giving my kidney to is going to take care of it, but you don't ever know, and I can't think about it like that. I don't think that way, I don't overanalyze. My husband's probably listening right now like, right, girl.
But do you ever have any concerns, though? I mean, because you have how old's your son?
I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old.
A 1-year-old, right. So you got these little guys. Littles, yeah. And any concern about, them, and you won't be able to pick them up for a couple days or so.
That sounds like a break to me. That sounds like I'm going to have the pillows on my feet.
When can we get this sooner?
Little bell by my bed. No, my husband, we're both self-employed. We own our own business. Yeah. We have an office here in Kerrville, but it's so easy to pick up the laptop, take it home,
Yeah.
We have employees that work for us. So time off work isn't an issue. The kids are gonna be an issue. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we have a big village, and a lot of people are super supportive. Right. Everyone that I've encountered is super supportive.
We already have a village.
Yeah, we have grandparents.
And they're gonna support you through this.
So I'm not too worried about it. I'm pretty excited. So everyone's like, "Are you
what
nervous?"
A cool story to tell them as they get older.
Well, I mean, I'm when I was your age, I was like, I want nothing to do with surgeries. Now it's just part of life. Scary. Unfortunately. I mean, do you have a little bit of nerves going into this thing, or?
Not really. I had surgery for the first time last year to get my tubes removed. That chapter of my life was done.
Done right, yeah.
And it wasn't awful, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean,
You've had
like
2 kids.
Yeah.
You're like,
I've seen awful.
Right. You've
So-
been down that road. So
yeah.
I'm more excited for Steve.
Yeah.
I'm kind of documenting my journey on TikTok as well, and I posted yesterday.
great.
So I'm gonna have some fatigue after surgery because my leftover kidney is gonna be overcompensating, growing. It's gonna grow. Sometimes it grows even bigger, than the normal size to overcompensate for the other kidney missing. So you're fatigued for a few months and tired. But we went on the radio the other day. What's his name? Ryan.
We did Ryan.
Yeah.
And Kim.
Yeah, we did the sister stations here in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a kidney 9 months ago, and he said that he woke
Amazing
up
guy.
and he wanted to run. He wanted to jump up and down, do jumping jacks because he woke up with a functioning kidney.
Right.
After not having it for so long, after having to do dialysis and getting drained, and so that's really what I'm excited about for Steve.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll take a couple naps. You go running.
yeah, right. Steve, how long is the recovery for you? I mean, you're going to be
just
out for
depending on
how long is the
every-
surgery? How long is the recovery?
They said the surgery would take about 4 to 5 hours.
Okay.
Then they also said there'll be a 24-hour period in ICU, possibly 3 to 4 days in the hospital itself. And as long as everything goes well, then they'll let you go home. And I'm looking at maybe between 6 to 8 weeks, they're saying. And I'm like, oh, wow.
Right.
So, of course, I'll take some FMLA on that, and my bosses, they're very super supportive, Mike and Casey Harris, thank you. And anyways, but, I'll still have my job still, so I'm very fortunate for that, so it's a blessing on that, to be able to work for such a great organization, a great company.
Right.
They're
They
family
care about
owned.
you.
Yeah, we're not a big chain, so it's a family owned type business, so they actually care about people. But yeah, so they're super supportive of me on that and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what we're looking at there. And then the other thing is that on a donor, whenever they donate a kidney, if anything happens to them, they go straight to the top of the list.
Oh, wow.
So they go straight to the top. So I'll pray that nothing ever happens like that to her. And then, through our insurance, we got the okay the other day for the procedure, which they're going to pay for my procedure, and then they'll pay for Shelby's procedure as well, too. So she's not out of pocket.
That's
anything.
amazing.
That is
The
awesome. Yeah.
The only thing I feel bad about is that, her losing time, with her kids,
Right.
and
I think
I'm
she's
more
okay
worried
with
about
that.
her than
Yeah,
myself.
she's
Go on a little
good.
vacay.
I know, right?
How long is your surgery, and then how long before you recover? What's your recovery like?
They said my surgery will take about 2 hours.
Okay.
And they do all the surgeries at the same time. So they do all the donors. They take the kidney out, walk it over to the next
Right.
OR, and put it in the
That's
recipient
just wild.
like that. I mean, I'm sure it's not
Kind of how you
like
see on
that,
TV
but
when they
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
how you imagine it.
generally
Yeah.
that's what they described to me. So about 2 hours for me. I'll be a day or two in the hospital, and then 6 to 8 weeks. My surgery is actually laparoscopic.
Right.
So it's going to be super quick. So yeah, 6 to 8 weeks generally. Yeah, we're like pretty active in the gym. Like we like to go on walks. We play sports, like adult sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said I could get back to all of that after 8 weeks. And the only thing different that I can't ever do again is take aspirin or ibuprofen.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Well,
all
yeah,
right.
so-
So, yeah, because that's can be really, really tough on your kidneys.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve. Now, do you have a wife and do you have children, or what's your home life like? Tell us a
Yes,
little bit about
my wife, she works for Shriner University.
Okay.
She's
Go Mountaineers.
Yeah, she's assistant chief over there at Shriner, and she's been there for over 20-something years
Okay.
there, and there's folks in there that work there as well, too, that some of their family members have had kidney transplants as well, too. So they're all supportive as well, the college, for
Yeah.
the procedure for when she has to take off, from work as well, too. But she pretty much works from home anyways, too. Even when she's off, she's still working. But yeah, so we're all excited and scared and nervous.
Yeah.
And
Are you ready?
Understandably
Now,
so.
so then you'll be done with the dialysis, and you're like, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing you're probably looking forward to the most.
Looking forward to getting this tube out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right. I mean,
like-
it just impacts your quality of life, you know. So you can't really go anywhere, right? You can't really go. You can't really enjoy things, right?
Yeah, if I travel anywhere, I have to take that machine, and the machine weighs like 60-something pounds, and then you have to take these boxes of your solution with you,
Right.
and
so it's too much trouble.
you're
More trouble
limited
than it's
to
worth.
what you can do. Yes, yes.
Did Shelby, anybody try to tell you don't do this? Did anybody say, yeah, maybe not think about this, or what has been the general level of support?
I've had people who aren't close to me who like I play poker a lot, so like when it gets brought up at like a poker or something, or like people who aren't close to me or don't know me or my heart be like, oh my gosh, I would never do that, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, I didn't ask.
I didn't, and actually conversation over.
Yeah,
right.
Because I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah.
I'm not you, you're
I'm
not
gonna
me.
fold on you
Right.
right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, literally. So just people who don't matter much, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody who's close to me, loves me, knows me, is so excited. My mom got to meet him. She lives in Arizona. She came down for
Amazing
my
woman.
baby's 1 year party, like 1 year birthday party.
Yeah.
And he was there. She got to meet him, and I just look over. We're singing happy birthday. The whole
We're all
table's
crying.
crying.
Right.
The whole table's crying.
Even though I was
I'm
crying,
like,
but don't tell nobody.
and so she's super happy. You know, my husband's, we're getting ready, prepared. He's happy. So it's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much to this as well. I mean, the prep and the anxiety, I'm sure. I mean, you know, Steve is like, I'm nervous, you know. Now, this is probably more terrifying than the surgery, though, you know, talking about this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
It's very
That's what I told him
terrifying.
when we went on the radio last week. I said, I'm more nervous if I get on here.
Yeah.
The reason people like say stuff like that is because they're not educated about it. They think they can't ever go back to the gym. They
Right.
can't ever drink again. They think that their life gets limited, and I just can't take ibuprofen, you know?
Right.
And
Yeah.
if anything ever happens to my other kidney, I go to the top of the donor
Right.
list.
Top of the list.
They do offer Methodist. I don't know about any other like transplant spots, but I'm sure they do. They offer financial assistance with taking time off from work, financial assistance for getting hotels and transportation up
Yes.
there, food. The recipient's insurance pays for everything. I've had blood work done. I have had extensive testing done. I spent a whole day in the hospital doing MRIs, EKGs, everything.
lot. It's a
I've never
day.
paid.
Yeah.
I've never
Right.
pulled out a
It's a
card,
huge
paid
process.
nothing. So I think people are not very educated on it, you know. They think they're just going to be down and out for the rest of their lives and have to miss all this work, and
Right.
but it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
So
Leslie, yesterday we were talking about surgeries, things like that, and all the procedures. Russell was on the show yesterday.
Oh.
And
Russell just
we
had
were-
a birthday.
Russell had a birthday.
Happy
Yeah, we
birthday,
were
bud.
just discussing the fact that you know, we want surgeons these days, you know, that just smoke cigarettes and chew tobacco at the same time and spit it, you know, while they're doing surgeries. Because we have all the idiots
Miracle
out there,
workers.
all the idiots out there who are like, oh, it doesn't work. That's fake, all fake, you know, that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
you guys are going to go into probably one of the most intensive surgery environments in the world. You know, this. I mean, you're going to see. I mean, I don't know how many people. I mean, when I had my last colonoscopy, there was 3 nurses. I can't imagine what what you guys are going to go through as far as the amount of care you're going to get. So, I mean, it's going to be probably an incredible experience. Not one. I mean, and it's not one for the faint of heart. I mean, what you guys are doing is very brave, and I applaud that for
Shelby
you
is
as
the
well.
brave one.
Shelby,
Both of you are
but
brave.
no, Steve.
And
I
all
mean,
those other
Steve,
ones that are
Steve, you're
in
really
there.
underselling.
you're underselling
like,
it, my friend.
Yourself.
Yeah. You're because you know what? Because when you hurt, you know, like I don't know what you're going through, you know, but what you're telling me, and I can think about the inconvenience of all of the stuff you have to deal with, you know, that's brave, you know. And I'm looking forward to having you come back on the show when you're done and you're feeling better and seeing the
Yes.
difference that's going to be
Agreed.
there, you know, as well. Since you guys have gotten connected, you said you guys done some things together as like kind of almost like a family. How do you guys do you see each other regularly, or do you talk to each other regularly? How does that work?
yeah, I keep in touch with Stacy a lot. I finally made a group chat. I finally
Yeah.
did make a group
Figured
chat.
that, yeah.
Yeah, we do. I had Catherine Dover. She painted us a little kidney Christmas ornament.
Catherine Dover did?
Yes, she
What?
did.
Yeah.
I
Really?
got little kidney freshies made the other day.
Sure.
So it says, shut up and take my kidney.
Or who doesn't want this?
Yeah. Yeah, so we are close. We did our, I think our little reveal photo shoot was the first time we had ever met.
Yeah.
So
Cute.
But I had been in contact with his wife
Yeah.
a lot. She's so sweet. Yeah. I don't deserve her. She's so sweet.
Yeah, we love y'all.
Yeah, and it's interesting though that you guys have had all those issues, all those challenges as well, and and then to do this, and it's been a pretty quick process too. So you found out in August, and then October, you get on the transplant, and then you're looking around, and boom, there we are.
Because I had a lot of donors. I think I had ended up with 8 donors.
Oh, really?
But they were all different blood types. I mean, because
Right.
I was O negative, they were willing to give up their body part for me, but not to somebody else.
Right.
But that's their choice.
Right.
And I appreciated that. Versus Shelby, when we were in a match, then she ended up making that big decision. Well, you know what? We're going to get him a kidney.
Yeah.
I'm going to give my kidney up to somebody
I'm
else.
gonna
a
make sure you
stranger.
get a kidney.
And she was willing to give it to me all day long.
Yeah.
But then when you find out you're not in a match, and then you may get on the fence like, well, I want to give it to that person, but
I was
don't know.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was
Sure.
like, okay. So, yeah, it's amazing.
It's a great story. It really is.
It is.
Again, March 22nd in Methodist, you're going to be in the hospital for that, and Steve, and so you only have one functioning kidney now, right?
My kidneys are roughly around when I got diagnosed, I was at 12%.
12%,
Wow.
right?
And
So-
then now they're up in the 20s.
Okay.
Which is better than where I
Where
was
you
at.
were. Yeah.
Which everything is still functioning, like it should be, but just not as well.
right,
Right.
right.
You know,
What was your did you do you have diabetes? I'm assuming.
Yes, type 2 diabetes.
And so you were probably dealing with some of that already. And then when did you really notice something was wrong? I mean, how did you get to your point where you said, I need to go to the doctor about this? And
there was no symptoms
Really?
whatsoever.
Just a checkup.
just a checkup.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, and of course all my A1Cs are all fine and on point. Everything else, blood pressure is fine. It's been fine for the last several years. It was just one of those things,
Yeah.
Antibodies that attacked my kidneys. Don't tell me where they came from.
Right.
Those antibodies. Was it from the shot? Who knows?
Yeah.
But anyways,
Did you have COVID? And you got the COVID? You also got the
they
COVID
were
vaccine?
thinking they had the vaccine, yeah. And then they were like, "Do you ever have COVID?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I mean, I got really sick once for a week, and they were like, well, that could have been possible." And,
Yeah.
So
Because COVID's
attacks your organs.
attacks your
big time.
organs hard, and it put a lot of people in the dialysis actually.
Yeah.
So it's any number of things as well.
Which is, like DeVita now, they have that new facility that's being built over there.
Right.
There are just so many people, not just in our community, but from other surrounding communities that come here for dialysis.
Yeah.
All the way from Rock Springs, from Junction to Mason to all these other little communities.
Yeah.
They come here, for dialysis. There's a lot of folks, and anybody can donate a kidney, or any type of organ, to any transplant center. If they want to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to see if I can maybe donate a kidney to somebody. They can just contact your local transplant center. You give them your information. You can do some testing. And from what I understand, I don't think they charge that for that. I'm not correct on that, but you're able to see about if you want to donate an organ,
Yeah.
that you may be willing to give up, the transplant center. So, there's folks out there that need other organs as well, too.
Oh, yeah,
Besides
absolutely.
Kidneys,
The
it's just
need
one of
is
those
just
life
so
things,
amazing.
Yeah.
How do you think this has changed your outlook on the world, Steve? I mean,
Well, when I got diagnosed, there was a lot of things I couldn't do anymore. Like wash my car, and then I would see people washing their car. I was like, man, this just feels weird. I'm not able to wash my car anymore because I get tired.
yeah.
Or cutting the grass or raking or just those little simple little things that you used to do.
Right.
You're not
And
really
you never
able
thought
to
about.
think about things like that until it actually hits you. And then, when they tell you, hey, your number may be coming up soon.
Right.
And it's just like, wow. Yeah, it kind of opens up your eyes as well, too, and then, obviously you want to try to eat healthy. And, of course, the big thing is awareness.
Yeah.
That's the key.
It's the key. And then, then you both become advocates for that awareness element of as well. So,
Yes.
so there you go. What an incredible story. Leslie, what do you think?
I'm blown away.
Shriner is
beautiful.
doing a kidney walk. We're going to be post-op.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
When's that going to take
through
place?
Kidney Solutions. I believe it's April 1st from 9 to 12.
Okay.
It's free by
free.
donation, you know. So it'll be at Shiner. You can register online. You can go to Kidney Solutions, their website, or find their Facebook page.
Yeah.
You can
It's gonna be a great walk.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to make it out. We're gonna be
It's
like
coming up
2
fast.
weeks post-op.
They may be
so-
pushing me in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to be there.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be running. He's
Hey,
gonna
at
be
least I
running
got
out
connections.
there.
Yeah.
So they are doing that. That's something fun to help you get involved. If you don't want to, you know, donate a kidney, you can come donate your time. You know,
Yeah.
donate a little bit of money. Do whatever. Yeah. So.
Awesome. I'm really, this is an exciting story, and I'm really glad that you guys came on and told us all about it today.
Yes,
and I'm
I'm
looking
glad you
forward to
shared.
staying in touch and seeing how it goes for you guys as you continue this journey.